Welcome back, everyone. This is part 2 of episode 3 uh, of Hacked in the Dark. We are playing Asphalt Trouble. We left off just before a ride, and we're nailing down some of the details. So you know that there is at least one, probably a few, levicopters coming towards Tidehome, which is a compound that is occupied by the Condors. The Carrion, who you are somewhat friendly with, and who the contact of which Anthony is a friend to, uh, are also interested in Tidehome and taking it from the Condors, and trying to find a way to kill two birds with one stone.
So,
Mhm.
go ahead.
No, I was going to ask what you wanted to do.
Yeah, okay. So I was gonna say, we all want to blow these corporate helicopters to split smithereens, but the issue is that doesn't see us getting paid. So we can get paid if we take Tide home for our friends, and the corporation wants to help us take Tide home so that they can have it. So the way I see it, and there's a lot of blanks to fill in here, we cooperate with the corporation. They give us money, probably, maybe some killer robots, some laser guns. I don't know what the corporation has planned, but I'm sure it's good. And we use that, push in, take Tide home, go back to the corporation, say, here you go, get probably paid some more money, and then we say, you have a nice day. They fly away, boom, they explode. We get paid twice, and we take over Tide home for our friends. And no corpos get anything they can keep.
Except the corpos get basically several gangs killing each other off and thus weakening any sort of resistance in the area.
Well, we're gonna kill off these assholes one way or the other. Might as well get paid for it.
Are we? I mean, are they aware a corp's gonna roll up in their turf? Is this something that maybe we could, I don't know, get people to let go of minor petty bullshit for just a little bit? I mean, we've already done our job of coming in, punching the biggest guy in the face, and making a name for ourselves. We don't need to keep doing that over and over again.
We do if we want to keep getting bigger. If you want to stay a one-town gang forever, that would make sense, but...
I think Anthony will kind of lean over and he's like, do you have any way, Doc, to know where this message was sent? Are you the only one? You said it was addressed to just a gang leader. Who knows who else got this?
I believe it. And if another gang shows up, then I'll be all the happier to have all these explosives prepared nearby.
Well, what I'm saying is, if there's a lot of people looking to get paid, looking to do what you're doing, or heaven forbid, if the condors are preparing to help the corporations, certainly seems...
if their job offer is somehow related to this instead of being just for them to get the territory for themselves?
No, if the corporations plan on using the condors. Like, not just acquiring the base, but moving in friendly-like.
If the Condors have Tidehome for the sake of letting the corporations in.
Right. Or if they're just willing to let the corporations move in. Like, if the corporations contact them and just say, hey, we'll give you benefits. Because it seems to me that a lot of people in this town are fairly easily swayed.
I can attest to that. I have at least 2 crowds worth of angry people.
I mean, do you have some reason to think that the Condors are more susceptible to corpo corruption than the Carrion? I mean, if the corporos could just pay off anybody, then why would they need our help with this in the first place? Why not just go into Tide Home and throw money around? People have integrity, you know?
I think Anthony will just kind of nod his head and be like, "All right, well, I'm not the thinker, so."
People do not have integrity. What?
Yeah, I just stare at Doc. He's like, "People are integrity." I'm like, "All right." I'm just gonna watch this for a while. Not saying that out loud, obviously.
Let's say we let them land. Let's go from there. We play by ear, see what happens with the condors. If it looks like they're fighting them, we basically figure out a way to rally together. If it looks like they're siding with them, then we know we didn't make a mistake.
Sure, that's fine. And we can talk to my friends in the Carrion, because they've probably got much better intel on any sort of defenses or possibly things we could use at the complex. I don't know if they have any sort of heavy guns there, but...
All right, I say let's arrange this meeting.
All right.
So we'll ride out.
So, you're planning a social, basically, ride. Go out and see where things take you. Okay. Then make sure you pick your load.
Nailed it.
Are you all engaging on your bikes?
Yeah, I'd say so. Why not?
Okay.
I would say so, yeah.
So, okay.
Should we
Yeah.
choose load as well?
Yes. Choose load.
I'm gonna go with normal.
Heavy.
I'm light.
Wow.
Stuff is heavy.
We've got new robotic arms to do that. I'm gonna take heavy though.
Is this particularly bold or daring?
This is probably
I
the
think-
least bold thing we've done, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think not. So,
Going to talk to someone. This is the yeah.
yeah, it's neither is it overly complex or contingent on many factors. Does it expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Yeah, so I think they're expecting to parlay, so you are kind of hitting them like where they're not expecting it. Are they strong against this approach or have particular defenses? Well, so I guess here's a question. I suppose that the actual meeting place is just outside of town, because meeting in town, like, the condors would start acting before the levicopters got there.
Right.
So...
And it'd be
No.
more inconvenient to explode them in a huge explosion.
I'm sorry,
exactly.
just clarification. When we say the meeting, we're meeting with the Carrion, right?
We're meeting the corporation.
Okay. I
Wait,
think we
That
have
was
different
my
pages.
understanding too. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can meet with the corporation. I can just do it as flashbacks or whatever, but my suggestion was just that we can get intel from the Carrion, so as long as that's on the board.
Yep. Yeah, that can definitely be a flashback.
Okay.
You can even flashback to having them, like, meet you there as well or something, whatever you need.
Sure. I just wanted to clarify because there was ambiguity with multiple parties going around the place.
Right,
Yes,
right.
Okay, so they don't have particular defenses or preparations. Do any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight? So yes, I think this is where the Carrion the Carrion provides some level of aid or insight, and we'll decide
Sure.
what that is later. Enemies or rivals interfering or is under active corporate control? Yes, so the corporation's planning on landing there. I'm going to count that as corporate control. Any other elements to consider?
Okay. So that's
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
interesting, I think. If the meeting point is not Tide Home itself, I think that tells us a lot about the fact that they're not planning to immediately work with the Condors.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's like the entrance to Tide Home, though. It's like you will probably meet them at a similar time to when the Condors see what's happening.
Sure. Okay. So it's like within sight. Like if you saw
Right.
helicopters landing outside your house, you'd be like, "What is that about?"
Exactly.
But still out on the floodplain.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Hope you bought your water motorcycles.
Yeah. So that's 2 dice, I think. Who wants to roll it?
I don't do the planning, but I'll roll.
I'll do it. Oh, you got it? All right. Roll it.
Nailed
Hey.
it.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
There we go.
Yeah. So, as you approach, you notice that this area was hit fairly hard by the hurricane that passed through and has not yet been cleaned up. So that is the entanglement, that there are still large flooded sections. There's lots of debris and driftwood, so movement is going to be fairly limited.
Yeah, I'm picturing we meet them in like knee-deep water, probably.
Right,
But
exactly.
we've got boots. They've got their fancy corporate shoes. It'll be funny.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, the levicopters don't land. They lower like to a few feet off the ground, basically. And a couple of individuals hop out. I think I'm imagining that like they find just like a patch of dry land, like the only patch of dry land, so that they don't have to get like wet. But yeah, there is a guy in a suit, and a couple of like assistants.
Do they like rappel down a rope, or is this like really awkward looking them getting out of the helicopter?
No, I think there's like staircase, basically, just like a couple of steps. Like it's just
Yeah.
a couple feet off the ground, so they just like hop the last 2 feet or
Okay.
something like that.
Sure. I like the idea of business tactical being a thing, like a training course for corporations.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
How to look good in a suit and rappel down a rope.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, so we can ride our bikes over to there.
Mhm.
Say hello.
Yeah, so you can see some lights from Tide Home. The Condors have noticed and are approaching, but you basically rolled well enough to have gotten here first and like not have to deal with them immediately.
Or it's like a
roll
time
up.
of day.
Oliver? One of you, Oliver, I'm supposed to meet?
Yeah, so the one like who's clearly the leader in a suit steps forward and holds out a hand to shake yours.
And I will hop up on my bike seat so I can reach where he's standing on the dry land.
Mm-hmm. And he says, "Yes, my name is Oliver. I am the new manager in charge of this operation. We saw some movement in the compound on our way here and landed just outside. We were under the impression it was empty. So,
What gave you
not
that
to worry.
idea?
I'll say it was.
Well,
Was
when
the-
we left it, who would bother moving back in? But not to worry, we have plans for everything. It points up, and there are 2 more, like much higher up. There are 2 more levicopters. And he says, we can move in without a problem. One of those has a bunch of the staff that we need to occupy this place, and shouldn't be a problem. You know who's in there? Give us some intel.
What, Anthony?
I probably would have told you, but I'm actually imagining this scene because I imagine we brought more than just ourselves, like probably some of our muscle. And I'm imagining that Anthony is back at like the least congested or like apart from the group, like hanging out with the the gang, essentially, like kind of waiting for a signal or like in a position to ride more easily, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't think Anthony's like right there.
Okay, but so you don't mean the signal to come up and share your intel?
Right, yeah. And the other thing is I feel like Anthony probably doesn't want to be immediately right there, so I don't accidentally punch somebody in the face and make problems. So Anthony's probably like seething a little bit at a distance.
Okay. I'm actually going to take a different approach anyway. I'm going to say, before we give you any intel, I think we've got to make a deal here. We're not the same gang that you've been dealing with before. We don't have any kind of relationship with you right now.
Yeah, he looks around confused and pulls out a tablet and flips a bit, and, like holds it up next to your face,
Oh, you all
and like
have
next
metal
to your
arms.
emblem. It's like, oh, okay, I guess not. Well, we can offer you the same deal that we offered them, and in fact, we can offer you a bonus for this information immediately if you would like. He holds out like a credit card, basically.
If I may. Hi, Joseph. Wow, hold on, what's my actual last name? Joseph Cavell. See, the thing is, you're kind of in a very different position when you originally negotiated with this gang. You're going to need us, and at this point, we don't see us needing you. So I believe we need to renegotiate these terms. Probably a little more in our favor.
Yeah, so he says, I respect a businessman like yourself. Not to worry. Once we've moved in, we can have all the contracts we need signed. For now, I only have to offer you, 6,000 credits for the Saint Germain, or like trying to think of like a clever like pun name for what it would be called, but like
Saint Germain's Fund for Wafered Orphans.
yeah. Yeah.
The Wet Life Wild Fund.
Yeah. The
Saint Germain's
SGA,
charitable company store.
Yeah, exactly. The Saint Germain's charitable credits.
And I say, all right, well, that sounds like a good place to start. So I will share the information that Anthony has or is going to get in a flashback.
I should probably point out that these credits are not like anything you can spend out here.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Is this actually anything useful?
Nope.
We can't even barter it for cash.
Not really.
Nobody wants to work with the
Nobody
corporations.
wants to work with corporations, and there are
okay,
no
never
like
mind.
hospital branches out here that like they belong to or anything like that. Like,
Oh, none of us are good at like computer stuff, are we?
Oh my god, this is
yeah, I am.
effectively cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
So
basically.
what I was thinking is doing a quick flashback of handing him over something that has quote unquote information on it, and getting whatever nice nasty little virus into their system.
Oh yeah.
Especially in like
okay.
the local system, essentially. I just don't think I have
Or
the skill
hacking
set for
tablet
that.
or something. That would be with Rig, right?
Decipher, maybe? That's
Could
more
be
like
rig. It might be more like a command. Like,
oh.
Okay,
Or-
I'm better
yeah.
at that. Sure. So yeah, I'll say yeah, we've got it all on this drive here. And pass him the drive and take the money.
okay, so I think this is going to be. It might even be zero effect, because yeah, you're not a corporation. They are. So I think it's going to be controlled zero effect
Okay.
to
So-
actually hack them. Like if you want to just trade it. And,
So one way I would like to
That's the
trade
best.
position for effect is to have used our internet connection back at the and
Mhm.
just gone onto the dark web and
Mhm.
been like, hey, I need tips on hacking a corporation. I'll just download whatever software you send me.
Right, the camera
Oh.
pans to like a Shadowrun game, and it's like some Shadowrunners get a message from someone out of the city saying, "Hey, I need help hacking,"
Exactly.
uh, and then we pan back to this game. Okay.
I'll take a stress to assist you too,
All
just
right.
because playing hype man and then amicable business biker man.
Mhm.
And that does that help with effect in this case, or am I mixing that up?
Effect or
together?
dice, up to you.
Okay, so whichever you want.
I'm gonna run and close these blinds that keep blinding me. So 1 second.
We'll be right back. After technical difficulties.
So now the karaoke edition of Sin Shake Shin can't go. No.
That'd be difficult. I don't know the words that well.
Walk right. I've been listening to it as a pump up song before. It's like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do
There
this.
you go.
Yeah, I'm jealous I can't listen to it. I'd be
So I
broadcasting.
think I've got a pretty good plan for this virus. Any thoughts about what we're gonna do after that?
Okay.
Well, I'm
Let's see.
hoping it crashes the helicopters. If it doesn't,
That
that
would
was
be
my
pretty
fault.
sick.
Okay.
All right,
What was it?
all right. So my other trade position for effect is I'm thinking that I want it to be one of those viruses that, at least if I roll less than a 6, it's basically gonna just like pop up like a laughing skull and crossbones all over the tablet screen, so they immediately know we're fucking them.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
What you? Oh,
So
hey, you're in the good position for that, I guess. Kiki, you might want to declare where you are immediately.
so that'll get us up to desperate standard, assuming you're assisting for dice. Or desperate greater if you're assisting for effect, Seth.
Oh yeah, I'll assist for effect. I think.
Okay.
Let's go
Okay.
great. Go big.
Okay.
Then I will turn it up for dice.
All right. So desperate great. You grit your teeth for dice.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Turn it up is the fuse clock.
Yep.
Not yet, but we do get a tick after this, right?
Yeah,
If
'cause
you roll
that's
anything
if we
less than a
fail.
6.
Okay. Or not super succeed. Yeah.
All right, here we go. 6.
Nice.
Okay. So no fuse clock, but
2, 2, 3.
you do get experience. That was actually 2, 2, 2, 3, 6. So, yes. So he assumes, like, especially with like Seth's winning smile, that there's no way that gang out here would have anything dangerous, and just like plugs it in without thinking. And so one of the other like assistants lunges forward and says, "No, sir," like having seen the danger.
Yeah.
Um,
You forgot
yeah,
about
and
the
then
poison
there's this,
tester.
this big laughing skull and crossbones that appears on the tablet. So what, with great effect, what kind of effect does this have? I was thinking like it immediately like spreads to the other levicopters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just take their whole land and put it under our control.
Okay. Yeah, so they're all scrambled, and like there's like this like a classical music begins playing suddenly from all of their like phones and stuff. And someone is trying to shout over the din like what's going on.
And I'll just gesture at Oliver and be like, cut off the head. That's
Wait,
your
say
cue,
who-
somebody who can do violence.
Okay, I see. I wasn't sure who you were talking to. Okay. All right. Yeah, so he backs up and jumps back onto the levicopter. And I think it's like frozen in place for a bit. Eventually it will free, but like it's stuck. The other ones are like diving down uncontrollably for a little bit. I don't think they're going to crash as well, but they'll get low.
Come close enough that we could jump on them.
Right, exactly.
Perfect.
one of the assistants like cowers and jumps back on as well. The other one like steps forward, having clearly been like taking some kind of bane drugs, you know, like superpower drugs, to like protect. These helicopters have machine guns on them, which are also like have to be used manually at this point. But like, yeah, they're spinning them up to aim at you.
Seth, you're in range.
Let's keep this a little less violent.
All right.
And yeah, how do I use this finger gun? What do I have to roll? Or
Yeah. So.
Disable
we
seems
didn't-
the obvious
yeah,
one.
disable. There you go. That's what I was looking for.
okay,
Disable.
it's not my best move, but let's try it. Okay. I can
Yeah,
grit
so-
my teeth for a die.
This is going to be a risky standard. I think you're close enough that you have like standard effect on it.
Sounds fair. Trying to think if there's anything I can do other than grit my teeth. Is there a good devil's bargain for this one?
The Condorus show up?
They ride out.
Yeah.
Short-term setback. The arm overloads and you can't use the anti-gun ability.
That would be good too.
Why not? Let's. I like the arm having a one-shot kind of wonder. So devil's bargain. So that'll get me up to 1 die. If I push for desperate greater, like in sense of like I get closer to the gun in hopes that it basically uses the virus thing to somehow hop and maybe get the guns above too, or I don't know if they have guns as well. Or is that pushing it?
Yeah, no, I think because the like disabling thing in your arm is not like a virus.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
think-
because you're overloading the gun arm, you can also make the gun explode instead of just jam.
yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, there we go. Yep, I'll go
For
with
greater
explode.
effect. Yeah.
So, all right, 1 die, desperate
So
greater.
we flash back to me showing you like there's a dial on your arm that goes from 1 to 10 for how strong the effect is, and you had me install an 11, and you just
I'll say,
immediately
yeah.
crank it to 11.
Yep.
Alrighty, 1
do you want
die. Oh, go ahead.
Do you want that flashback to be an assistance?
Sure, yeah, might as well.
Hey.
About to
I'll
trauma
take
out
it.
anyway, might as well get some extra value out of it.
Alrighty, so that counts as 2.
That'll be for dice.
Thank you. So 2 die. I was about to say I've gotten terrible results with desperate rolls on 1 die. So 2 is somewhat luckier. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood.
Okay.
4 and a 5. Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
That's a
so
pick for the fuse clock,
yeah.
right?
Yep. So
It explodes better than I thought it would.
yeah, I think that makes sense. So yeah, it knocks you back and like into the water. And I think that's part of what causes it to like short circuit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think take a long-term setback for this arm that is disabled.
Could I mark where on my bike? Basically, I kind of
Yeah.
speed away to avoid that.
Yeah.
Kind of really push it and have to get one of the exhaust pipes kind of half under the water, so now it's making this wonderful gurgling sound.
Sure. So you can make that a short-term setback then, instead of long-term.
Yeah.
Disabled arm or something. So like you still are gonna have trouble using that arm altogether.
That is totally reasonable. Yep. Cool.
Yeah. So the other helicopters are coming down. You can see that they've also got like a number of like corporate goons on them, basically.
Sure.
And these were like the ones up above were transport more than this one, so they do not have guns, but the people on them have guns.
Kiki, were you in a position that you were about to do anything, by the way?
I was thinking about jumping onto this helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah. If we can get Oliver cut off the head, will trigger. So he's really our target here.
Yeah, so I'm going... There's still one person between me and the helicopter, right?
Yeah.
That would be the Bane dude.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think I'm going to attack him first. And
Could I
maybe
do-
open up...
Could I do a setup action for you instead? And because I was thinking Anthony would have had like a rifle out or something. How about I shoot the Bane dude, and maybe he like gets jostled or like knocked out of the way, right? Make it easier for you to charge past him. Does that seem reasonable?
Shoot him in the head and kill him.
Wow. Hey, Doc, you know what? Calm down, all right? Not all of us are the villain. Plus, I'm assuming that I can't do that. He's probably really powerful. So yeah, would position affect?
So this is to shoot the guard, right?
Yes. And I am using a rifle.
Yeah, since you're using a rifle and you're further away, it's going to be risky standard.
Okay. And we
Maybe
briefly
actually
discussed,
risky limited, I think.
is electrocuted playing into that in some way?
Oh yes, right. So I think that's going to like basically require that you get closer than you might want to in order to take this shot. Because I think it's going to be limited to shoot this guy to start with.
Okay.
So rather than like dropping it down to 0, I think it's the risk is more directly to you than it would otherwise have been. Like you have, like I said, you have to get closer to get this shot off.
Okay. So then we're still at risky limited,
Risky limited. Yep.
and I'm just distancing myself from the gang a little bit then.
Mhm.
And if the devil bargain is still on the table, I would love the condors to
Yeah.
to
Sure.
ride.
Sure.
And I will drop risky to desperate. I don't know exactly what that looks like, if I can.
You're off
Well,
by
if it-
yourself. Maybe that means
Right.
you're where the condors are showing up.
That's what I was thinking too. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be 3 dice on a desperate standard.
Yep. Nice.
Nailed it.
So, yeah.
And this is just a
you-
setup for
Right.
for Kiki.
So, you are able to hit this guy, and it does clearly like injure him. And so he's like slightly disoriented and bleeding, and like trying to, barbarian rage through it.
Sure.
To get to the closer members of the gang.
Yeah.
So when the condors ride in, you see like an additional flying object kind of coming to intercept the levicopters. And it is 3 people on hovering bikes.
Whoa.
Hence their name. And they are
Oh, I get it now. The condors.
yeah.
See, Sep didn't get it.
They're also the highest tier gang like in the area. So yeah, they're coming in to skirmish those flying ones a bit. A couple of them are coming closer to the ground, faster than any bike that you have as well. These are all very heavily modded bikes. So
And
one
I
of them-
totally knew it was coming. I got this information beforehand. I'm not surprised.
Right. One of them shoves past you, Anthony, and like you get thrown into like a pile of debris as part of like the devil's bargain, the negative side of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and when you turn to see who did it, they're gone already. Just off in a blast. They one of them kind of like has a like screen on his bike and is staying back a little bit and like evaluating the situation. This is like their architect.
Oh, yeah, like a
Mhm.
a data pad.
Yeah, exactly. And he shouts to the rest of them, I don't know who these fools are, but they're helping the corporation. Take them down too.
I knew Doc would get us in trouble.
Yeah. So, the levicopters seem to be close to regaining control.
I'm gonna jump on a copter.
All right.
Maneuver, I guess.
Yeah, so if you want to squeeze past everyone, get on there. It sounds like a maneuver, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a devil's bargain? And what's my positioning, I should ask.
Yes. Right.
It takes off with you inside.
Okay.
That's what I
Yeah,
was
the
thinking.
helicopters regain control.
Right. Yeah, I was debating whether that should be a devil's bargain or just like the result of a.
Oh,
roll,
true. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah. So I think it's because you were set up. I think it is risky standard.
Alright, I think I'm going to grit my teeth for an extra die. And... Alright. This gives me 2 dice. 4.
Okay, 4. So yes, you are able to get in there. I think the like door closes as you hop on, and it begins to like rise up like as they're getting control back. It closes on your bike, so you like try to jump in on your bike, and like it snaps and like catches. So your bike is stuck and like crunched basically, which is a
Or
long-term
is this
setback.
that?
Yeah, like,
Where?
yeah. You mean it?
I don't think somebody was talking.
No, you.
I'm gonna use my word to resist that.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you push the bike to go to speed in just as the door is closing. You can separately resist being left like with. Okay. Yes.
I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me.
it's a very Bane situation.
Exactly. Yes. So it begins to take off and then begins shooting. Like the gun. No wait, the gun was disabled. Right.
Explosively.
Yes. So yes, the one of the levicopters is being too harassed by the flying condors. The other comes in to try to assist, kind of, and it's got big bay doors, and there are a couple people on with like assault rifles shooting down at everyone. So everyone on the ground gets short-term pinned or like something, or yeah, pinned down.
Okay.
I will tick where and just hide behind my bike.
Okay, sure.
I had a quick question about the holographic disguise kit. Does that cover the entire body or just the face?
I could see it being the whole body.
Because I'm debating if I can somehow get to the architect and look like a condor. I can relay information that is more helpful to us.
Like that we're not helping the corp?
Or at least to get them to attack, other helicopters, or, basically manipulate them into not attacking us immediately, and then we can figure out where to go from there. Yeah. Or maybe eventually explain we're not with the corp. Yeah. So that would probably be first trying to get out of not pinned down anymore, though. I'd rather not get shot.
So you can either resist it like Doc did, or find a way to get out, which might be a maneuver out of the way or something like that.
If you've got load to spare, you can use armor too.
Well,
You actually get shot.
Yeah, right.
I get shot, but it doesn't do that much. If I do armor, then actually, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's do that. Basically, that completely fills up my load, but that's okay. I don't need anything else.
Okay.
I slid some metal plates underneath my biker jacket, and it turned out to be just enough to kind of not get shot too bad. Hopefully, as I try and I don't know if that switches to like winged or something for another setback or something instead, but at least I'm not get down.
No, partially because you have a light load, you are able to like zip out of there faster than someone else might. So yeah, your armor can protect you. You can get out of there quickly otherwise.
Alrighty. And yeah, I think basically if he can spot the maybe a flashback quick to just knowing that the Condors have their kind of own architect and knowing kind of who to look for.
Sure.
If we pass that information along kind of ahead of time. And he's gonna zip towards them. Okay. Looking hopefully like a condor.
Yeah, that's no problem. So yeah, you can get towards them disguised.
Yeah. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out how exactly to say it, but yeah, something along the lines of like, I don't think the Hellhounds are going to be worth much. Better focus on the corpos. They're getting their guns back in control over there, or something like that, and basically trying to direct him to take out someone else.
Okay.
Once you get close, you could just drop the disguise and parlay. Be like, "Hey, I'm with the Hellhounds. We're taking out the corp. Can you help us instead of screwing us?"
Actually, you know what? Why not? Let's play friendly. I'm trying to build bonds and alliances here. So yeah, he'll actually just drop the disguise and
okay.
Joseph Cabot, or people call me Seth. I would like to parlay.
All right. So yeah.
You have to let you. It's in the pirates' code.
These aren't bottom feeders.
Oh.
So I'm trying to think of a good gang name, like or gang biker gang name for him.
Franklin.
Heath.
Thinking something like Spikes or something like that.
The first thing that came to my mind was Tarantula, but I don't know if that works.
Oh, that's a good one. Sure. He introduces himself as Tarantula. So there's some mixed metaphors of him like weaving a web or something that tarantulas don't actually do. So
I don't think. Nope, not the time.
So yes, he introduces himself as Tarantula and says like, if we take them out, you stay here. We got to talk to you then.
Oh, that's fair. We're actually on our way to do so. Unfortunately, we noticed you had a small infestation problem. Decided to be neighborly about this.
Okay. So I don't think you need to like sway as long as you're willing to not like bug out afterwards. So yes,
At
yeah. So
least not yet.
he instead calls out like, "Scratch that! Take down the corporation or take down the helicopters. We can deal with the Hellhounds after."
Oh, they know our name.
Well, you just said the Hellhounds are not.
We're so cool. No, I
So
just
cool,
yeah.
man. Biggest gang in town knows who we are, man. We're so legit.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a scene where Anthony's probably like looking around through his rifle scope and like sees Seth now speaking to other gangs, like being friendly with more people, especially ones that we're supposed to be killing. And I'm just like, what, Seth? What's the plan? I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed signals again here. Which one am I supposed to shoot? I'm like looking at both of them.
I don't have a radio. I don't have the load left.
Seth!
Way back in the mud, there's a radio that's like playing this.
All right, so I want to see what's going on that helicopter.
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna take a hand weapon.
Okay.
Oh,
In
Not
the
a
form
large
of a
one?
knife.
Is a weapon, robot.
It's not though.
it's not sharp.
It's an anti-weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in the form of a knife. So how many people are on this levicopter? There's Oliver and one of his assistants.
Yeah. And a pilot and two other people who are armed.
Okay, good. There's no way this could go wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab Oliver, because he's
Okay.
probably. They probably won't shoot him.
Okay.
Is my gamble.
All right. So, yeah, that sounds like a desperate standard attempt.
Right, clash.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go. 5. We do feel the fuse clock though.
We do.
There we
Oh, it's
go.
almost time.
Yeah. So, I think what this looks like is you grab him and, like, hold a knife to him. Do you say something?
Tell them to stand down.
Okay. Yeah, so you grab him and, like, I think, the assistant says, shoot her. And, one of the people with guns says, aye, Mr. Sweeney. And clearly you grabbed the wrong person.
A decoy, Sweeney. We never saw it coming.
At least I have a meat shield.
Yes. So you, yeah. So I think they like do shoot like both of you. So I think you take a. It was desperate. So it's a long-term, like shot setback that would have been much worse if you had not had a meat shield.
Where?
Did you? Oh, where you shot? It's like you
Narrative.
used it where? Yeah. Yeah. So I think like your leg was exposed. Like most of the rest of you is covered. Does not really how bullets work, but he was wearing armor that helped you more than him.
Okay. That's fine. I'll take that.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you did get a 5 as well. So, they are like hesitating. like like clearly.
Guys, this feels wrong.
Get the
Yeah,
real
exactly.
one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if the action's still on me, I'm gonna go for this other dude.
Okay. Yeah. So I think similar kind of thing. Desperate standard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Luck's holding out so far.
Okay.
Luck be a lady tonight.
All right. So.
I don't think I'm trying to take this dude hostage. I think I'm trying to kill him.
Okay.
Or at least injure him.
Yeah. So you managed to dive forward and stab him, and that is successful. And then one of the people with the gun like throws it down and dives on top of you, kind of pinning both of you, and pulls out like a taser kind of thing. So you get a short-term tased. And are being grabbed.
Would help my situation out if you could throw him out the door.
Well, the door closed.
Closed on your bike. Oh no, it didn't.
No,
No,
it
it
didn't.
didn't.
I got resistant.
Yeah, you can open the door again.
Oh, I'm pinned now.
Let's see. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to think. If there's any way any of us can help you in there.
Pull a
yeah,
cool
I
guy
could- I
move
could.
and open the door with a knife throw.
So, I'm gonna do a flashback setup action to
Mhm.
set up this arm to also be overloadable, kind of like I
Okay.
did with Seth. And so
Uh-huh.
I'd like to rig it to overload it as like a taser,
Okay, sure.
as a setup. Okay, what's the position and effect for that?
Well, yeah. So since this is a flashback, I think it's going to be a controlled standard.
Okay. 6, and improve the effect that or position that I give another level from Twisted Knife.
Right. Yep. So, yeah. You.
So I have a taser, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah,
this guy's like grabbed your metal arm, and you're like, "This is exactly where I want you."
Yes.
Flashes back to be in my shop, and I'm like, all right, now do not push this button unless you're in a really bad situation. Then push the hell out of it.
Yeah, Kiki's gonna push the button.
All right. So I could see another clash, or I could see. That's probably the best one.
Excellent. I love to hear it.
Lots of clashing going on.
Love to hear it.
Mhm.
Position?
So this is gonna be, because of the setup. Yeah, I think it's going to be controlled standard.
Excellent.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
exactly where you want him.
Yeah.
Devil's bargain is though that it hits it like concusses the entire like everyone in there, including the pilot, and the helicopter is going to crash with you in it.
Will the crash be immediate?
Pretty close to it. It has not gotten very far off the ground.
Okay.
Well, it won't crash very hard then.
I like the idea of disabling all of these motherfuckers really fast, though. So I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
You're crashing this plane with one survivor.
Hey!
Woo!
That
All right.
was
Yes. Your arm explodes, and explodes like in a direction, and knocks this guy off you, shakes the whole thing, and like jerks the pilot forward, who accidentally hits the wrong button, and the helicopter just starts like spinning downward, and there's a loud splash as you hit water. And it's still kind of running. It's not like short-circuited, and is like almost becoming a submarine. Like it's just starting to go underwater.
Okay.
Yep. So the rest of you on the ground see like the helicopter go spinning out and then hitting water. You know that Kiki's on there. There's some cheering from the Condors, and also from the rest of your gang who was here as well, which I just remembered. And the free helicopter that is not being harassed by the Condors comes down to kind of like cover for it, and someone from there shouts down and tries to get like people out or see what's going on, and the rest of them are supplying cover fire. You're still kind of pinned down.
Do the radio thing, of course. Again, nobody brings a radio with them. I'm just like, am I the only one with? Does anybody know what's happening? Is Kiki okay?
What do you want, Anthony?
Josiah, help me out. What's the situation?
The situation is we're winning.
I guess I can't really point for Doc to notice, but I'm just like, Doc, Seth's with the Condors, or did you change the plan?
Seth tends to change the plan on his own.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad one, but I have an idea. So flashback to those nice explodable distillery things. We haven't gotten a chance to use those yet.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say they're planted somewhere kind of in the marshlands, so they're you know kind of half buried, kind of disguised and all that, so they're not immediately apparent. What Seth would like to do, well yeah, flashback to establishing it's there, and then what Seth would like to do is try and basically convince the Condor guy, hey, can you have your drones or people or anything, get the hoverbirds to move over about that direction.
Yeah, so I don't think I think might have to roll to get him to listen to you.
That's
I think
totally
that's
fair. That's my job. So I'd say this is sway, not intimidate, or a command in this case. Okay. Position and effect.
Controlled. I think controlled limited.
Okay. I'm trying to figure if I can justify switching position for effect, but I can't really.
Just get one in his face. Risk your reputation with him.
Oh, so, yeah, risking. I was thinking if I got into his face, that's starting to turn into command rather than sway.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I pushed that direction. Could I basically stake my reputation on it of like, hey, I've been known to be honest. This is not going to be something against you.
I've been known to be honest. I've heard one person say that.
Sure, yeah. So I can see that.
Basically, kind of just
you're risking sliding this person.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll get me up to. You said risky limited before, or no, controlled limited. So that'll be risky standard then. Okay, yeah. I'll take that. And there's a 6.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So he gives the direction, and It's kind of slow going. Like the whole fight has to kind of move over in that direction. But eventually, yeah, like the covering levicopter begins to kind of move out of the way. You have access to the downed one now.
Perfect.
Okay.
I've done my job.
Want to call a break?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I keep forgetting. So, yeah, we'll be back in a couple minutes. So, see everyone soon.
Cool.